Peace and power from me to you. Hope everyone's doing well, vibrating through the windy, rainy, feeling and season and vibration. We are back. We are at it. We are active, man, and we are together. We are united automatically. No matter where we're going, no matter how we're doing it, man. All right. Remember, the design is a design. You can't change it. You just got to vibrate with it. It ain't about just what you know. It's about how you actually are, how you actually vibrate. All right. It's not about just what you know. How do you show it? How is your vibration? Someone could never have read one single book in their entire life, but have a vibration that is purely water. And that is what you're getting to. Before the written language, before speech, before we say, oh, this is the name of the creator. This is the name. Remember, the name is a vibration. The name is an energy. Before you even had to speak a name, you were it. So it's important to become it. And soon you are the name, you become the name. It's not an uttering, it's becoming. So until then, we're Hiya, Hawa. We're speaking primitive. We're speaking a root word of action, of existence, only because we have to speak right now. And one day we will be water. We're in Enoch chapter 12. Let's go. Now before all things, Enoch was concealed, nor did any one of the sons of men know where he was concealed. So he was somewhere nobody knew. All right. He was wholly engaged with the holy ones and with the watchers in his day. I, Enoch, was blessing the great Hawa and King of Peace, and behold, the watchers called me Enoch the scribe. Then Hawa said to me, Enoch, scribe of righteousness, go tell the watchers of heaven, man. Go tell them jam up turkeys, man. Go talk on them right quick. He said, all right, go tell the watchers of heaven who have deserted the lofty sky. They've deserted the sky. They deserted the barrier. Now Hawa has a barrier that Thoth can't reach. Now Hawa has a barrier that these angels have to get Enoch to translate a message, because they cannot extend beyond this greater light. Remember, Thoth calls it a greater light. When he gets to the barrier, it's a greater light he sees, but he cannot, he can't mingle with it, man. Or else these hounds of the barrier come at him in angles, right? So they say, go Enoch. Hawa says, go Enoch, scribe of righteousness, go tell the watchers of heaven who have deserted the lofty sky and their holy everlasting station, who have been polluted with women, and who have done all the sons of men do by taking themselves women, and who have greatly corrupted on the earth, that on the earth they shall never obtain peace and remission of sin, for they shall not rejoice in their offspring. They shall behold the slaughter of the beloved, shall lament for the destruction of their sons, shall petition forever, which shall not obtain mercy and peace. You require peace, you require power, they will never have it. Now they have to come to the Son of Man to intercede to get peace and power. And remember, they have to come to Enoch. Who's Enoch today? You. Who's the seed? You. They're going to be asking y'all to hook them up. They want to be free from everybody worshiping them. They want to be free. They need y'all more than you know it. Everyone needs you. Everyone needs Drop Nation. Everyone needs a nation of pure water to be pure water, to make it whole, to make it righteous, to make it right. All right, so let's go. So they want to obtain peace and remission, but they shall not obtain mercy and peace. All right. Then Enoch, passing on, said to Azazel, you shall not obtain peace. A great sentence is gone forth against you. He shall bind you. Neither shall relief, mercy, supplication be yours on account of the oppression which you have taught, all the teachings, all the disorder, and on account of every act of blasphemy, tyranny, and sin which you have discovered to the children of men. Then departing from him, I spoke to them all together, and they all became terrified and trembled, beseeching me to write for them a memorial of supplication, that they might obtain forgiveness. Again, they're coming to the Son of Man so that they can obtain forgiveness from the Creator, the greater light, above the barrier, and the barrier is above everyone. Since you're not on the ball, the barrier is not below you and above it and to the right. Up is everywhere, right? Everyone's looking up. Everywhere on your ball, everywhere is up, wherever you're standing. But the Most High said, up is up. It's very simple. So they're trying to go up. They're trying to vibrate up. They're trying to get into that 432 above the barrier, into the 864, into the 1756, all right, 34, all that, 1728, 3456. So they're trying to double it. They're trying to go up in octaves into higher heavens, but they can't even get to this level. They can't even get anywhere above the barrier. But you are naturally that energy. You are naturally that creation. So he has to come to you to intercede to the greater light above the barrier. Then departing from him, I spoke to them all together, and they all became terrified and trembled, beseeching me to write for them a memorial of supplication, for they might obtain forgiveness, and that I might make the memorial of their prayer ascend up before Hawa of heaven, because they could not themselves thenceforth address him, nor raise up their eyes to heaven, on account of the disgraceful offense for which they were judged. Then I wrote a memorial of the prayer and supplication for their ruwakat, for their spirit, for their energy, for everyone, for everything which they had done, and for the subject of their entreaty, that they might obtain remission and rest. Proceeding on, I continued over the waters of Dan, that they might obtain remission and rest. Proceeding on, I continued over the waters of Dan, which is on the right to the west of Hermon, or Carmon, Mount Hermon, reading the prayer, the memorial of their prayer, until I fell asleep. And behold, a dream came to me, and visions appeared above me. I fell down and saw a vision of punishment, that I might relate it to the sons of heaven and reprove them. When I awoke, I went to them, all being collected together, stood weeping in Old-Be-Luciel, Obel-Seal. Man, this is crazy translations in here. Y'all check it out. Which is situated between Lebanos and Menasseh, with their faces veiled. So they all had their faces covered. All right, they had their faces covered to even get the word from the Son of Man about, whether they're going to be forgiven or not. All right. So I related in their presence, all the visions which I had seen in my dream, and began to utter these words of righteousness and reproving the watchers of heaven. This is the book, the Cepher of the words of righteousness, and of the reproof of the watchers who are from eternity, according to that which he is holy and great, commanded in the vision. I perceived in my dream that I was now speaking with a tongue of flesh, and with my breath, which Hawa has put into the mouth of men, that they might converse with it and understand with the heart, as he has created and given to the men the power of comprehending the words of understanding, so he created and given to me the power of reproving the watchers, the offspring of heaven. I have written your petition, and in my vision it has been shown me that what you request will not be granted you as long as the world endures, man. You ain't gonna have peace as long as the world endures. Judgment has been passed upon you. Your request will not be granted from this time forward. Never shall you ascend into heaven, ascend beyond the barrier. He has said that on the earth he will bind you as long as the world endures. But before these things you shall behold the destruction of your beloved sons. You shall not possess them. Now, who are the sons of the watchers? And is this not the Atlantean connection? Is this not, the, Moors on Mars? Is this not the Iptos, the Egypt? Is this not the angels that were mixing in, raising up kingdoms, Thoth born, mixing in melanated angels into melanated, sons of men? All right, sons of, women, creating offspring, all right, giants, different things, but mighty men and just nations of people with this seed, with this energy. And they don't know, man. Honestly, they don't know why they can't get it. They don't know why there's something that's not unlocking, so they just hate on it. They just What do you mean? They're just static. They just come, say something, and leave. You know what I mean? But they don't get it. They don't get why there's something in them that has to fight against it, instead of just falling back and picking up a book and trying to, get a perspective of things. It's an automatic trigger, and it's in their seed, and it's prophesied. I mean, it's what's going to happen. Now, this don't mean that 432 cannot change this 440 frequency. 432, just a little bit, scatters darkness. All right, so, just because someone's coming in that vibration doesn't mean they can't, choose up, but they have to humble out. We all have to humble out and know that this is all the reproving of the watchers, and it's the watcher frequency that is this 440, the hijack that we're fighting today. But before these things you shall behold the destruction of your beloved sons, Atlantis, Egypt. You shall not possess them, but they shall fall before you by the sword. Neither shall you entreat for them, not for yourselves, but you shall weep and supplicate in silence. The words of the Cepher, which I wrote, a vision thus appeared to me. Behold, in that vision clouds and a mist invited me, agitated stars and flashings of lightning impelled and pressed me forward, while winds of the vision assisted my flight, accelerating my progress. So he was levitating, all right? They elevated me aloft to heaven, so he went up, all the way up. I proceeded until I arrived at a wall built with stones of crystal. How do your crystals play? I mean, your crystal trees reach the firmament, and now you got the crystal walls and crystal stones above the barrier. Let's go. They elevated me aloft to heaven. I proceeded until I arrived at a wall built with stones of crystal. A tongue of fire surrounded it, which began to strike me with terror until this vibrating flame I entered and drew nigh to a spacious habitation built also with stones of crystal. Its walls too, as well as pavement, were formed with stones of crystal, and crystal likewise was the ground. Its roof had the appearance of agitated stars and flashes of lightning, and among them were the cherubim of fire, and their heaven was water, pure water, man. Above the barrier, water above, water below. And their heaven was water. A flame burned around its walls, and its portal blazed with fire. When I entered into the dwelling, it was hot as fire and cold as ice. No trace of delight or of life was there. Terror overwhelmed me, and a fearful shaking seized me. Violently agitated and trembling, I fell upon my face in the vision, and I looked up, and behold, there was another habitation, more spacious, every entrance to which was open before me, erected in a vibrating flame. So great did it excel in all points, in glory, in magnificence, and in magnitude, that it is impossible to describe to you either the splendor or the extent of it. Its floor was on fire. Above were lightnings and agitated stars, while its roof exhibited a blazing fire. Attentively I surveyed it and saw that it contained an exalted throne, the appearance of which was like that of frost, while its circumference resembled the orb of the brilliant sun. And there was the voice of the cherubim. From underneath this mighty throne, rivers of flaming fire ensued. To look upon it was impossible. One great in glory sat upon it, whose robe was brighter than the sun and whiter than snow. No angel was capable of penetrating to view the face of him, the glorious and effulgent, nor could nor could any mortal behold him. A fire was flaming around, a fire also of great extent continued to rise up before him, so that not one of those who surrounded was capable of approaching him. Among the myriad of myriads who were before him, nothing could come close to the frequency. Nothing could come close to the purity, the water. To him, holy consultation was needless, yet did not the sanctified who were near him depart from him, either by night or by day, nor were they removed from him. I also was so far advanced with a veil on my face and trembling. Then Hawa with his own mouth called me, saying, Approach hither, Enoch, Chanok, at my holy word. And he raised me up, making me draw near, even to the entrance. My eye was directed to the ground. All right, so he got his call up. Enoch at the veil. He said, man, Enoch, come on. Come holler at me. So now Enoch's hollering at the Creator. Let's go. Then addressing me, he spoke and said, Hear, neither be afraid, neither be afraid, O righteous Chanok, you scribe of righteousness, approach hither and hear my voice. Go say to the watchers, go say to those jive up turkeys, go holler at them, who have sent you to pray for them? You ought to pray for men and not men for you. Go tell Thoth and them, go tell these, you know, they gave up their seat in the lofty sky, right? To be wandering stars, not fixed. They gave up their energy that connected above the barrier to do what? Insult the Most High, insult the intelligence, insult the inner and full comprehension of all that is. Now he's saying, man, go holler at them jive turkeys, man. And you tell them, since they have told you to come pray for them, hear my voice. Go say to the watchers of heaven who have sent you to pray for them, you ought to pray for men, and not men for you. Wherefore have you forsaken the lofty and holy heaven, which endures forever, and have lain with women, have defiled yourselves with the daughters of men, and have taken to yourselves women, have acted like the sons of the earth, and have begotten giants. So, when we talk about Atlas, when we talk about the Greek version of Poseidon, or their version of Canaan, and this energy taking the indigenous women, putting them on a little island within this Atlas situation. Now, Atlas is one sun. Many islands were Atlantis. So this fallen angel seed that literally, according to Greek mythology, raped, like a 13 or 14-year-old girl, took her away from her family, then built an island around her, had offspring with her, all right? Now his 10 sons are the 10 dynastic, early dynastic, early kings or early pharaohs of this Atlantis. This is how that began, according to Greek, according to different, how we're putting this together, however we look. Even spirit science got some drop on it, all right? So that's your original hijack there. That's your original Egypt there, right here. For everything they're digging up, love again, the higher mark for all that great drop on the Grand Canyon, man. And we're seeing that it started here before it was destroyed here. Picked up over there in northeast Ame'rican, but it started in northwest Ame'rican according to the Morocco perspective. But according to the Creator, he's looking down and is above this barrier, and he's just looking at these guys saying, you dare claim this land that is belonging to my offspring? Have I not destroyed enough empires? Have I not laid waste to enough of the 440, to all these pyramids that are built on our trees, our sacred vibration? We're trying to get our sacred energy back, man. We're getting back to that 432, man. Love everybody loving up and dropping that drop. I love all y'all, man. Love to all the teachers out there. All the teachers out there, man, that have become. We are becoming. All right, let's go. All right, we're in chapter 15 of that Enoch, man. Let's go. All right, so they have acted like the sons of earth, these watchers, and have begotten giants. You being spiritual, holy, and possessing a life which is eternal, have polluted yourselves with women, have begotten in carnal blood, have lusted in the blood of men, and have done all as those who are flesh and blood do. These, however, die and perish. Therefore have I given to them women, that they might cohabit with them, that sons might be born of them, and that this might be transacted upon earth, but you, from the beginning, were made spiritual, possessing a life which is eternal, and not subject to death forever. Since I made you as an angel. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to go through those cycles and go through what, you know, my seeds are going to go through there on earth. You're supposed to be here, you know, in another off time. You're supposed to be here with the flow, but you decided to go against the flow. Therefore, I made not women for you, because being spiritual, your dwelling is in heaven. Now the giants who have been born of the Ruach and flesh shall be called upon earth evil Ruachat, evil spirits. So these giants, by nature of them being giants, were called evil spirits. Now, they're called evil spirits by nature of what? Let's go back again. Now the giants who have been born of the Ruach and of flesh shall be called upon earth evil, Ruachat, evil spirit. And on earth shall be their habitation. You still got giants today, man. People still getting photos of giants, man. Evil Ruachat shall proceed from their flesh, because they were created from above, from the holy waters, which was their beginning and primary foundation. Alright? Now, hold up, man. Let me get myself situated. You know. Grindstoning it out with y'all. Hold up. Alright, man. Back. We got the lawnmowers going off. Yeah, y'all hear all the noise in the background. I apologize, man. But a lot of people cutting lawns and doing things, man. Got your boy dealing with it. Let's go. So we're in Enoch 15. We're in verse 8. All right. So now the giants who have been born of the Ruach and the flesh shall be called upon evil on earth, evil Ruachat, and on earth shall be their habitation. Evil Ruachat shall proceed from their flesh, because they were created from above, from the holy watchers. That was their beginning and primary foundation. Evil Ruachat, evil spirits, shall be upon earth, and the Ruachat, the spirits of the wicked, shall they be called. The habitation of the Ruachat of heaven shall be in heaven, but upon earth shall be the habitation of terrestrial Ruachat, terrestrial spirits. Alright, let me get that back. Alright, that's why I want to get this real clear for y'all, alright? Because this isn't, you know, this is why I wanted to go back to Enoch, because not only are we going to get the foundation, man, of the orientation, but you're going to get some serious drop, man, when it comes to these angels and these giants. So let's go. Evil Ruach, evil spirits shall be upon the earth, and the Ruach, the spirits of the wicked, shall they be called. The spirits of the wicked. The habitation of the Ruach, the spirits of heaven, shall be in heaven. But upon earth shall be the habitation of terrestrial Ruach, who are born on earth. So terrestrial spirits. The Ruach of the giants are like Nephilim, and shall oppress, corrupt, fall, content, and bruise upon earth. They shall cause lamentation. No food shall they eat, and they shall be thirsty. They shall be concealed, and they shall rise up against the Son of Men, against women, for they come forth during the days of slaughter and destruction. And this is chapter 16. As to the death of the giants, wheresoever their Ruach depart from their bodies, let their flesh, that which is perishable, be destroyed before the judgment. Thus shall they perish until the day of the great consummation of the great world. A destruction shall take place of the watchers and the impious. And now, to the watchers who have sent you to pray for them, who in the beginning were in heaven, say, in heaven have you been. Secret things, however, have not been manifested to you, yet have ye known a reprobated mystery. So they coming out teaching secrets, right? They got their secret schools, their secret mysteries, and the Most High said, yeah, I mean, you were up there, and, you know, secret things were up there, but not everything secret was even known to you. And now you're teaching a reprobated mystery. Now you're teaching a leavened, a mixed, a tainted mystery. So now they got their mystery schools, but their mysteries are tainted. Their mysteries are reprobated. They got 33 degrees, but what about the other million degrees after that? Angels moving angles. Thoth is escaping the angels. The hounds of the berry, he's moving in angles, little known angles. Moving in circular patterns with little known angles. I mean, there's lots of angles. There's lots of little known and mysterious angles. There's lots of ways that the Creator has created what he's done. And they come down thinking that they are giving you the whole degree, but you're only getting degrees of my understanding. You're getting degrees of it. You're not getting the whole pie. We're putting our money in to get college degrees. We're only getting a degree of the whole, a degree of the understanding. It's always a part of it, and you're always not getting the drop, not the whole drop. They shall perish until the day of the great consummation of the great world. And now to the watchers who have sent you to pray for them who in the beginning were in heaven, say, in heaven have you been secret things. In heaven have you been secret things, however, have not been manifested to you. Yet have ye known a reprobated mystery. In this you have related to women in the hardness of your heart. The reprobated, the tainted, the jammed up mystery. All right, they taking a little bit and they, bending and binding their own thing and teaching it like it's true. Teaching you that there's an outer space when it's all about your inner space, man. Teaching you that it's okay to have a barrier that you can't go upon, as long as you can master and subjugate the people here and get the monies and get the power. That's all they want. They don't want the greater light. They're just cool with the celestial drop, because for now, for a time, they have the drop on those that are asleep. But when they wake up and connect to the greater, light beyond the barrier, they don't have their magic has no power over you. You are the serpent devouring the venomous snakes. They're venomous snakes compared to your true energy. You know what I'm saying? One serpent devouring the other. You know what I mean? Moses' rod devouring, all the other venomous snakes. All right, so all these things have meanings and perspectives, and you gotta see the whole. We've been given something split down the middle and sliced and diced, all types of ways, man. So let's get it. Hold on, get my battery situated, man. Love to everybody, man. We just vibing today, man. Hopefully y'all, hopefully this makes sense for y'all, You know what I mean? We're getting it raw, man. Love to the family out here in LA and Inglewood, man, and South Central, everywhere between, man. Love to all the home team. Love to the family up in Oakland, San Francisco, Vallejo, Richmond, Ghost Town. You already know what time it is, man. You know what I mean? Love to all the family, man. West Coast, everywhere, man. Across the plane. Everyone that's really surfing this is a real, true, organic attempt. You know what I'm saying? To have the vibration and to have a unity. You know what I mean? That it's something that's beyond, way beyond what we can, conceive and design for ourselves. So this is our attempt, just to flow with it, not resist it. And we're doing it the best way we can, staying hijack free. Remember, they can't tell you who you are. Wow, how can they tell us who we're not? All right, so keep supporting. I love y'all. Let's go. These people don't know nothing about you, man. Let's go. And now to the watchers who have sent you to pray for them who in the beginning were in heaven, say, in heaven have you been secret things, however, have not been manifested to you. You don't know all the drop. Yet you have known a reprobated mystery, and this you have related to women in the hardness of your heart. And by that mystery have women and mankind multiplied evils upon the earth. So think about the order they just said. They said you have related to women in the hardness of your heart. So what did they do? They came, they mixed with women, they taught them reprobated mysteries. These women formed their matriarchies, and then they taught the men. And now you have that system, all right? because the women were getting it first from the angels. According to this Enoch, to the watchers. And this you have related to women in the hardness of your heart. And by that mystery have women and mankind, all right, first women, man, then mankind, multiply evils upon the earth, say to them, neither therefore shall you obtain peace. That was their order implemented. That's how they came into mankind, through the women. What do they do right now? All the vibration that they kick in, all the TVs and all the shoppings and all the holidays and all that stuff is to the what? The children and the women. Because they know that they have subjugated the peace and the consciousness of this male line, this vibration, you know, where they are basically estrogened up, acting like females, emotion out, depressed. So they're run and ran in these systems now, you know, by this energy that is directed at women to rule and subjugate the men today. You know, men are not running, you know, not for the most part. I mean, you know what I'm saying? When you look around, you know what I'm saying? You're looking up and you're seeing this power that's over them, and they think it's okay. They think it's okay. They think it's cool, you know what I'm saying, not to be lions anymore, not to devour with truth, but just to, you know, be passive and not give a shit, you know what I'm saying? But we all have to come to a point where real got to recognize real, men got to be men, you know what I mean? And ain't nothing in between that, you know what I'm saying? Men got to have the vibration to love their women, to love their households, to love their families, man. To desire it, you know what I'm saying? To desire peace. You know, we all know that, you know what I'm saying? We love our families and we love our moms and we hustle for that, we hustle for that. I'm not talking about that, man. I'm talking about the power to lead our families. To be unified so that they know order. It's not just about chipping them off. It's about leading them spiritually. Being unified with the Creator, with your children, with your family, with your women. You have to give them that. You have to give them the shelter, the peace, the shelter, the peace that comes with being unified with all that surrounds them, with the pure water and the way that we're surfing. That's your unity. It's difficult. You know what I'm saying? It's difficult as we wake up. You know what I'm saying? We all got our issues, but that's our focus, man. It's unifying our houses. Unifying our houses, because this is how they took it down, by mixing in with these indigenous women. And once they mixed into our women, what do? They related to women in the hardness of their hearts, and by the mysteries, that mystery have women and mankind multiplied evil upon the earth, say to them, never, therefore shall you obtain peace. They raised me up into a certain place, where they, the angels, were like the appearance of a burning fire. And when they pleased, they assumed the likeness of men. They carried me to a lofty spot, to a mountain, the top, which reaches to heaven. And I beheld the receptacles of light and of thunder at the extremities of the place where it was deepest. There was a bow of fire and arrows in their quiver, a sword of fire, and every species of lightning. I mean, just imagine what the brother's building on right now. We're just talking Enoch. Imagine what he's seeing right now. Imagine the vibration that's connected. These angels, these arrows of fire, a river of fire which flowed like water. Then they elevated me to a babbling stream and to a fire in the west, which received all the setting of the sun. I came to a river of fire. So imagine a pure water river of fire. Imagine your pure water river of fire flowing. What frequency is that in? The vibrating fire. What frequency is the fountain of youth in? How does it all connect to the terrestrial, to the celestial? Excuse me. Almost done, y'all. To the celestial, to the terrestrial, to beyond the barrier. What frequency, what vibration is the fire? What vibration is the water? The extremities of the place where it is deepest. Then they elevated me to a babbling stream and to a fire in the west, which received all the setting of the sun. I came to a river of fire which flowed like water and emptied itself into a great sea westward. I saw every large river until I arrived at a great darkness. I went to where all the flesh migrate, and I beheld the mountains of the gloom, which constitutes winter, and the place in which issues the water in every abyss. I saw also the mouths of all the rivers in the world, and the mouths of the deep. I then surveyed the receptacles of all the winds, perceiving that they contributed to adorn the whole creation, and to guard the foundation of the earth. I surveyed the stone which supports the corners of the earth. Here we're getting into our orientation, all right? The corners of the earth. Where's the corners on a ball? All right. I surveyed the stone which supports the corners of the earth. I also beheld the four winds which bear up the earth, and the firmament, the vault, the firmament. Right? You know, you got the Egypt goddess Nut, and Geb, she is the stars, the firmament. It's all over the walls. We know the orientation that the people knew they were in. I beheld the winds occupying the exalted sky. And I beheld the winds occupying the exalted sky, arising in the midst of the heaven and of earth, and constituting the pillars of heaven. I saw the winds which turned the sky, which caused the orb of the sun and of all the stars to set. Turn the sky. I mean, now you're looking at as a fixed earth and a turning of the sky like a chandelier, right? Turn the sky, the orb of the sun, the orb of the stars, turning like a chandelier. Let's go. I saw the winds which turned the sky, which caused the orb of the sun and all the stars to set, and over the earth I saw the winds which support the cloud. I saw the path of the angels. I perceived at the extremity of the earth the firmament of heaven above it. Then I passed on towards the south, where burnt both day and night 6 mountains formed of glorious stones, 3 towards the east, 3 towards the south. Those which were towards the east were of the variegated stone, one of which was of marguerite, and another of anatony. Those towards the south were of a red stone. The middle one reached to heaven like the throne of Hawa, a throne composed of alabaster, the top of which was a sapphire. I saw too a blazing fire hanging over the mountains, and there I saw a place on the other side of an extended territory where waters were collected. I likewise beheld terrestrial fountains, fountains from above. How did you get flooded? From the fountains of above, opening up. What did Dr. Phil Valentine break down in the last drop? All right, that, you know, what's the Milky Way? At the very end, it cut off, but he said, you know, what's the Milky Way? Look at it. And you see the little spiral, whatever. He said, that's a sutra, something like that. You know, a sutra. That's a sutra. You know, like a fixing, like a repairing, a sutra. All right. He said a sutra of the dome. He said this Milky Way is a sutra of the dome. Some call the Great Rift. You know, when you look up the Great Rift, it looks like a tear in the sky, like literally a sutra, a tear, an opening in the waters above. You know what I mean? However, it goes down. So those towards the south were a red stone. The middle one reached to heaven like the throne of Hawa, a throne composed of alabaster, the top of which was sapphire. I too saw a blazing fire hanging over all the mountains, and there I saw a place on the other side of an extended territory where waters were collected. I likewise beheld terrestrial fountains, deep in the fiery columns of heaven. And in the columns of heaven I beheld the fires, which descended without number, but neither on high nor into the deep. Over these fountains also I perceived a place which had neither the firmament of heaven above it, nor the solid ground underneath it. So it was beyond the dome, beyond the vault, and beyond any earth. Okay? Which had neither the firmament of heaven above it, nor the solid ground underneath it. Neither was there water above it, nor anything on wing, but the spot was desolate. And there I beheld 7 stars, like great blazing mountains, and like Ruachat entreating me. Then the angel said, this place, until the consummation of heaven and earth, will be the prison of the stars. Y'all know that there's even a prison, a jail for stars. Now, why would the stars have to go to jail? Let's see. This place, until the consummation of the heaven and the earth, will be the prison of the stars and the host of heaven. The stars which roll over fire are those which transgressed the commandment of Hawa before their time arrived. They were wandering. They did their own thing. What would be the judgment for Mars and Venus and Mercury, Thoth born? The stars which roll over fire are those which transgress the commandment of Hawa before their time arrived, for they came not in their proper season. They weren't like the fixed stars, right? Therefore was he offended with them and bound them until the period of the consummation of their crimes in the secret year. Remember, you're in the year 5777 right now, according to the Hebrew calendar. And all their numbers are pointing to 5778, 2018 for us. But what is the secret year? Then Uriel said, here, the angels who cohabited with women appointed their leaders, and assuming many forms, made men profane and caused them to err, so that they sacrificed to devils as to Elohim, as to these gods, their gods, for in the great day of judgment, with which they shall be judged until they are consumed, and their women also shall be judged, who led astray the angels of heaven that might salute them. And I, Enoch, I alone saw the likeness of the ends of all things, nor did any man see it as I saw it. These are the names of the angels who watch. Uriel, one of the holy angels who is over clamor and terror. Raphael, one of the holy angels who is over the Ruachat of men. Raguel, one of the holy angels who inflicts punishment on the world and the luminaries. Michael, one of the holy angels who is over mankind virtue, commands the nations. Sarakiel, one of the holy angels who is over the Ruachat of the children of men that transgress. Gabriel, one of the holy angels who is over the serpents, over paradise, and over the cherubim. Now remember Thoth, alias Gabriel. Now, either he's this Gabriel or he's an alias still in the name or the glory of this Gabriel. But remember, Muhammad also said he was raised up by the angel Gabriel. So which Gabriel? Thoth Gabriel? This Gabriel? Are they the same one? Well, this one is one of the holy angels who's over the serpents. Over the serpents. All right, let's go. Over paradise. And over the cherubim. All right. Then I made a circuit to a place in which nothing was completed, and there I beheld neither the tremendous workmanship of an exalted heaven, nor an established earth, but a desolate spot prepared and terrific. There too I beheld 7 stars of heaven bound in it together, like great mountains and like a blazing fire. I exclaimed, for what species of crime have they been bound, and why have they been removed from this place? Then Uriel, one of the holy angels who was with me and who conducted me, answered, Chanok, wherefore do you ask? Wherefore do you reason with yourself and anxiously inquire? These are those of the stars which have transgressed the commandment of Hawa, and are here bound until the infinite number of days of their crimes be completed. For there I afterwards passed on to another terrific place, where I beheld the operation of a great fire blazing and glittering, in the midst of which there was a division. Columns of fire struggled together to the end of the abyss, and deep was their descent, but neither its measurement nor magnitude was I able to discover, neither could I perceive its origin. Then I exclaimed, how terrible is this place, and how difficult to explore. Uriel, one of the holy angels who was with me, answered and said, Enoch, why are you alarmed and amazed at this terrific place, at the sight of the suffering? This, he said, is the prison of the angels, and here they are kept forever. All right, last chapter. Let's get 22. From there I proceeded to another spot, where I saw on the west a great and lofty mountain, a strong rock, and 4 delightful places. Internally it was deep, capacious, and very smooth as if it had rolled over. It was both deep and dark to behold. Then Raphael, one of the holy angels who were with me, answered and said, these are the delightful places where the Ruach, the souls of the dead, will be collected. For them were they formed, and here will they be collected, all the souls of the sons of men. These places in which they dwell shall they accompany until the day of judgment, and until their appointed period. Their appointed period will be long, even unto the great judgment. And I saw the Ruach of the sons of men who were dead, and their voices reached to heaven while they were accusing. Then I inquired of Raphael, an angel who was with me, and said, whose Ruach is this, the voice of which reaches to heaven and accuses? He answered, saying, this is the Ruach of Abel, who was slain by Cain, his brother. So this is Abel. So, Enoch went up there, and Abel, man, is pissed off, man. Abel's still upset, man. All right. So Abel, who was slain by Cain, his brother, and who will accuse that brother, until his seed be destroyed from the face of the earth, until his seed perish from the seed of mankind, until his seed. Today we like, man, even though this person did this, or even though these people did that, you know what I'm saying, still, I'm supposed to love my enemies. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are getting, and David had Psalms specifically directed to the destruction of his enemies, making his enemies his footstool. So we have to get it clear water, pure water, man. When you're at war, you're not praying for your enemies. When you're at war, you pray for the destruction. You pray for the rebuilding of your kingdom, for the connection of all those that the Creator is connecting. And for those that are static, that choose to be static, you get them out of here. Because even Abel is saying, man, I'm going to accuse my brother until all of his seed is destroyed. He's not up there saying, oh man, I pray for the seed of Canaan. Oh, of Cain. Let Cain's seed be rejuvenated. Nah, he's like, man, destroy Cain and his seed. Now, I'm not saying just go hate everybody and everybody see. I'm saying we have to understand and comprehend with the power that we have. And when you pray for your enemies who are consistently destroying you, they're getting powered up by you, and then they're taking that power and oppressing you with it. Until they stop oppressing you with that power, you can't pray for static. You can't pray for static to be greater static. You have to pray for the pure water to flow. You have to pray for your awakening, and for that static that is deciding, choosing up, pray for it. But while it's static, it's static. Your enemies ain't praying for you. King David was not praying for his enemy. He was praying for order. He was praying for the restoration of order of the kingdom. And that's very clear, man. This is a tribal situation, and we all would love to say, oh, we all get along, but just look around, you know what I'm saying? So the truth is you're a tribe. The truth is you're many, many tribes. Now, you have to remember who you are, because you're no different than the seeds that created you. You have to remember who you are. And if you go back to a hijack frequency, you're going to have to remember that, mourn for it, and choose up, or keep being a hijack. Either way, order will be restored. But if you want to choose up, man, then you come and you do that and you make it clear. But if you're static, there's only order. There's only one way this is going to go. There's only one way it's going to go. A natural way, a natural flow. Let's go. It's all natural. All right? That's all we're trying to get back to. I mean, especially with our diets. I've been really working on that, man, because, you know, especially, you know, around this season and all this kind of stuff, getting, you know, all this stuff. You see me still trying to clear myself out, man, but I've been trying to do my Dr. CB, man. I've been trying to do my fruits, man, and all that kind of stuff. So pray for me, man. Pray for me, man, so I can, you know, elevate above all of this desiccated blood and aluminum and barium and all the stuff that my brother getting to the root is dropping. It's more than just dust, man. It's more than this, you know, eyes are burning, stuff like that. It's metal. They're dropping metals. I showed y'all the clouds right above me. I'm suffering from it, you know what I'm saying? So we're all vibrating above their magic, above it, but we're still affected in different ways until our diet is where it needs to be, where our vibration, you know what I mean? So I'm fighting. Y'all see me fighting, all right? So here we go. And he will accuse his brother Cain, until his seed be destroyed from the face of the earth, until his seed perish from the seed of mankind. So that's what Abel requires, is for Cain's seed to perish. Then he'll shut up about it. Until his seed perish from the seed of mankind. At that time, therefore, I inquired respecting him, and respecting the general judgment, saying, why is one separation? Why is one separate from another? He answered, 3 separations have been made between the ruachah of the dead, and thus have the ruachah of the righteousness been separated. 3 separations. So hold up, let me get that. Let me get clear one more time for y'all so we can do this right. Trying to dodge my aluminum flow, man. But we're doing pretty good. We read about 11, we started at chapter 12, we're in chapter 22. So each time I try to cover 10 chapters. This is about 105 chapters, you know what I mean? So I'm doing this for y'all, man. I put my babies to sleep. My wife is out doing some things she got to do. My, you know, I got family doing. My other family's finally moving out of my crib, so I get my whole station set up now, you know. I've been patient. They've been here for 6 months. So, unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, you know, we only got what we got. So, we all been waiting, you know, but, you know, love to the family. I'm very, you know, happy, but I'm very more happy that I can get my space to operate, you know what I mean? So, all this has been going down, man, right before your eyes, man. We all been patient for different things, and, you know, we've been growing in different ways. There might be a barrier in one way, like the live radio, getting back to y'all with that, man. I mean, that's our bread and butter. So for those that just know us here on YouTube, just know that this ain't even what we do, you know what I'm saying? We're just getting started, you know. But this, you know, we got a whole, you know, production for y'all, whole, you know, live. I mean, what I want to do, what the vision is to be able to come with the live radio 5 times a week. You know what I'm saying? So to be live, man, to be with my bros, you know, again, you know, Silas Nehemiah and Ra Ra and D Will and my man J Dash, man. I just saw my man J Dash. You know what I'm saying? Love to my man, you know what I'm saying? love to my family, man, my soldier, man, Chris, man, you know what I'm saying? I just went to a funeral. You know what I'm saying? He passed away. You know, had some illness, man, and you know, it's difficult, man. It's difficult when you lose homeboys, man. You know what I'm saying? But that family's from Carson, man, and whenever I was up in Carson, man, up in Carson, man, you know what I'm saying? Everyone already knows, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the hometown team, man. That's the home team and the home turf, man. Whenever you lose family out here, man, it's tough, man. You know, but love to the family, love to Chris's family. And, you know, still it was beautiful seeing everyone there, man. And, you know, we're going to keep going, man, because these are people that have been, you know, been vibrating, been on this wave before we're trying to figure out the next move, the next step. And to be able to come and introduce this to this YouTube framework here is dope. But there's so many more elements to this that y'all haven't even seen yet that been on hold, you know what I'm saying, for different purposes. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy writing, man. Writing has always been one of my favorite pastimes and you know, kind of my bread and butter, so I enjoy getting back to that finally now too. All these things are going to continue, man, and just be the design that we're being, all right? So as we put our love together, this is what we're building. I really, really appreciate, man, every single one of y'all that just take the time to, you know, invest any bit, man. See me, you know what I'm saying, sneeze on y'all or something like that, but no, I really love y'all, man, and y'all see that I'll get out here even if it's windy, even if it's, you know, whatever, and we'll make it happen. Continually invest our time. Love to the sister Dry Bones Rising, who has tremendous respect for me. Go subscribe to her channel, Dry Bones Rising, and she gave so much love to the community that's worth everyone checking out. And love to everyone flowing, man, flowing this flow, flowing the flow, man, keep flowing the flow. I'm trying to stay healthy for y'all. I'm trying to eat right. You know what I mean? I always had bad allergies, though. I mean, that's, you know. Anybody that know me know that you be eating your food. If me and you go to a restaurant, I might blow my nose in the middle while you're eating your food or something, man. I mean, I don't know what to say, man. You know, deal with it. You got to love me for all my flaws, man. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. That's all I ask, man. It's love and forgiveness and patience. All right, let's take it on home, my people. I mean, maybe we can get into like chapter 24. I mean, we're almost there. Let's get it. Where we at? Oh, the separation. All right, let's go. So at that time, Enoch therefore inquired respecting him and respecting the general judgment, saying, why is one, you know, separate from another? He answered, 3 separations have been made between the Ruach of the dead, and thus have the Ruach of the righteous been separated, namely by a chasm, by water, and by light above it. 3 separations have been made between the Ruach of the dead, and thus have the Ruach of the righteous been separated. You gotta think about that. You know, I'm trying to. 3 separations have been made between the Ruach of the dead, and thus have the Ruach of the righteous been separated. All right, I'm just gonna let that flow. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let that flow. I don't even know how to take that yet. And sometimes we won't get to these points in Enoch, because you know he might just drop like a riddle on you. And I don't have all that understanding, you know. I'm trying to gain it with y'all. So if y'all got some drop on that, tell me what that means in the comments, all right? Y'all help a brother out. 3 separations have been made between the Ruach, between the spirits of the dead. 3 separations. And thus have the spirits of the righteous been separated. All right. Namely, by a chasm, by water, and by light. So I guess those are the 3 separations, you know, of the spirits after you pass on out of the flesh. That's my flow right now. All right. And in the same way, likewise are sinners separated when they die and are buried in the earth, judgment not overtaking them in their lifetime. Here their souls are separated. Moreover, abundant is their suffering unto the time of the great judgment. The castigation and the torment of those who were eternally execrate, whose souls are punished and bound there forever. And thus has it been from the beginning of the world, thus has there existed a separation between the souls of those who utter complaints and of those who watch for their destruction. So you have the righteous souls that are uttering complaints, like Abel. He's pissed off about, the atrocity, the slaying that was done. Your ancestors right now are still pissed. The same way that Cain is saying, Abel is saying, man, destroy the seeds of Cain. Imagine your ancestors like, man, destroy these seeds, destroy all the hijacks. I ain't gonna rest. I'm going to complain to my Creator until He destroys all of these hijacks from, off the face of the earth. These people ain't playing, all right? So let's go. You think it's all good. You think you just pass on and it's just like, hey, man, it's all good. I love everybody. Everybody cool. Everybody can have my land. Mow down my ancestors. Take their land. Cities of gold. Take their gold. Take their kingdom. Love to my bro. Don't have the name offhand, but I love you, brother. He said, man, doesn't the script say that we're going to be enslaved on another land that's not ours for 400 years? And that's when we had to realize that when the land is stolen from you, it's not yours. You don't have it. You don't have ownership of it, right? If I take the jacket from off you, you know what I mean, and I wear it, yeah, technically it's yours, but not right now because I'm wearing it. If somebody walks up and sees me and you, they're gonna say, hey man, nice jacket. I'm like, yeah man, I'm trying to keep up. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be dope. But you standing right next to me, cold, because I got your jacket on, but it's yours though. Alright? You know how it is back in the day. You wear your homie stuff. You might go out, you might go to the club, you might do something, and you know what I'm saying, it'll be some chick and she'll be like, oh man, you know what I'm saying, nice, oh, you look good. You be like, man, you wearing my clothes, man. You wearing my So it's the same thing. It's like, to her, he looking fly, but he's wearing your gear. Now, you don't have to bust him out though, you know what I'm saying? You don't gotta mess up his rap, but off to the side, you're like, yeah, man, I told you, man, those shoes were, those hush puppies was, right on time, man. So all that is just, what's yours is yours. You have to know it's yours. It's yours regardless of whether somebody accepts it or not. Who you are is who you are, regardless of a box you check off. You have to know that you're vibrating above it all. Remember, we're all just speaking English, right? So we talk etymology, we try to talk black and white. Regardless, if you say black or if you say white, you're still speaking English, right? So if it means something else, it means something else, but what language are you speaking? How are you translating the vibration of it? Because if your ancestors didn't say white, and if your ancestors didn't say black, then they didn't speak that vibration. Now, you're checking off a vibration that they got nothing to do with. In English, black or white, or Ame'rican this, or this and this and that. It could be a stepping stone for whoever you're doing it, whatever you do. But remember, you're speaking another language, another vibration. So now you got to participate, or continue to participate, in a system that has you checking off black or white, and none of those represent you. Yes, the meaning of white, the purity of it, surely represents you, but you're not checking off the purity of it. You're not checking off Laban. You're not speaking Hebrew, Laban. You know what I'm saying? You're checking off their vibration. You're doing it in their language. You're doing it in your way, and you got to know that you are. And you're not required to be. Can you imagine Enoch checking off a box to prove to somebody that it's his land, or Moshe checking off a box? I don't think we roll with box checking. I think we just are. We're established with our Creator. We rock with our Creator, and we let it flow. We let it happen. Somebody come try to take our land because they say that we're chattel, because they say that we're not white, and we say, no, wait, I checked the box. I am white. Look. Is your Creator going to say, nah, let them take your land because you weren't white enough? You didn't check that box. Or is your Creator going to rock with you and know that you are on your land and you are established because you are? And this is what we're vibrating to. So we're all coming to this frequency. We all are already united. We don't have to do the loopholes to invite or be invited into another parade or charade, into any other covenants, into anything. When you are, you are. You don't have to go through those, any type of loopholes, any type of rhythm, any type of love song that's not your love song, man. Once you establish who you are between you and your creator, what else can come between that? What else can be sufficient for your relationship with that which is eternal? What is eternally yours is eternally yours. If you were subjugated by the French and they say, yeah, you know, check this off in French, check this off in German, check this off in English, play our game and speak our language, so you'll be forever on the checkerboard of black and white in their frequency and their language. Moreover, abundant is their suffering. Either way, you're suffering. A cop ain't gonna ask you if you're black or white. You just have to be. Moreover, abundant is their suffering until the time of great judgment. The castigation and the torment of those who eternally execrate, whose souls are punished and bound there forever. And thus has it been from the beginning of the world. Thus has it existed a separation between the souls of those who utter complaints. Your people are still complaining. They're not asking you to be something else, to claim something else to those who are causing you to suffer. Abel's not coming here trying to play no game with nobody in some fictitious system. Either it's fictitious or it's not. Now, if you're going to use it to, you know, get to whatever you got to get to, cool. You got a bank account, you're using that, you know what I'm saying, to build something to do with this. You're going to use your status to do this, do it, man. You know, do what you got to do. Whatever you got to do to use it. But just know, when it comes to who you are, and what's being expected of you, the Creator only wants one thing, man, and that's order. That's obedience. Because you are already established. You're going backwards to reestablish yourself into another situation while you are trying to be separate from it. You're going back to the beginning, back through the system to be reestablished and freed in an illusion. Free yourself. Free yourself from the suffering. Free yourself from the slaughter. Those who utter complaints and those who watch for their destruction. To slaughter them in the days of sinners, a receptacle of this sort has been formed for the souls of unrighteous men and of sinners, of those who have completed crime and associated with the impious whom they resemble. Their souls shall not be annihilated in the day of judgment, neither shall they arise from this place. Blessed, then blessed I, Hawa, said, blessed be my Hawa of glory and of righteousness, who reigns over all forever and ever. From there I went to another place towards the west, unto the extremities of the earth, where I beheld a blazing fire running along without cessation, which intermitted its course, neither by day nor by night, but continued always the same. I inquired, saying, what is this which never ceases? Then Raguel, one of the holy angels who were with me, answered and said, this blazing fire which you behold running towards the west is all the luminaries of heaven. All the luminaries of heaven running towards the west. I went from there to another place and saw the mountains of fire flashing both day and night, and proceeded towards it and perceived 7 splendid mountains, which were all different from each other. Their stones were brilliant and beautiful. All were brilliant and splendid to behold, and beautiful was their surface. 3 were towards the east and strengthened by being placed upon one another. And 3 were towards the south, strengthened in a similar manner. There were likewise deep valleys, which did not approach each other. And the 7th mountain was in the midst of them. In length, they all resembled the seat of a throne, and Ordorferous trees surrounded them. Ordorferous trees surrounded them. Among these there was a tree of an unceasing smell, nor of those which were in Eden. None of those which were in Eden was there one of all the fragrant trees which smelled like this. So now we got a tree that is separate from all the trees. Its leaf, its flower, and its bark never withered, and its fruit was beautiful. Its fruit resembled the cluster of the palm. I exclaimed, behold, this tree is goodly in aspect, pleasing in its leaf, and the sight of its fruit is delightful to the eye. Then Michael, one of the holy and glorious angels who were with me, and presided over them, answered and said, Chanok, why do you inquire respecting the odor of this tree? Are you inquisitive to know it? Then I, Enoch, replied to him and said, concerning everything, I am desirous of instruction, but particularly concerning this tree. He answered me, saying, that mountain which you behold, the extent of whose head resembles the seat of Hawa, will be the seat on which shall sit the holy and great Hawa of glory, the everlasting King, when he shall come and descend to visit the earth with goodness. And that tree of an agreeable smell, not one of carnal odor, there shall be no power to touch, until the power or the period of the great judgment, when all shall be punished and consumed forever. This shall be bestowed on the righteous and humble. The fruit of the tree shall be given to the elect. And all you want to do is eat the fruit. Now, when you go to eat that fruit, the Creator's not going to ask, are you black or white? When you go to eat that fruit, you're not going to have to, fill out nothing for it. You're going to have to be the vibration that can consume the fruit. And any other focus is literally chasing after your own tail in this illusion of a frequency that we're in. And that tree of an agreeable smell, not with carnal odor, shall be no power to touch until the period of the great judgment, when all shall be punished and consumed forever. This shall be bestowed on the righteous and humble. The fruit of the tree shall be given to the elect. For towards the north life shall be planted in the holy place, toward the habitation of the everlasting King. Then shall they greatly rejoice and exult in the Holy One. The sweet odor shall enter into their bones, and they shall live a long life on the earth as your forefathers have lived. Long life. Dry bones rising. Again, love to my sister, dry bones rising. So, then shall they greatly rejoice and exult in the Holy One. The sweet odor shall enter into their bones, and they shall live a long life on the earth as your forefathers have lived. Neither in their days shall sorrow, distress, trouble, and punishment afflict them. And I blessed Hawa of glory, the everlasting King, because he has prepared this tree for the Kodashim, for the pure water, formed it and declared that he would give it to them, that he would give it to you. Come as you are. The Most High is accepting you as you are. As you are. If you're static, he'll accept you as static and destroy you as static. But you are who you are. If you're pure water, you'll be accepted as pure water, and you'll be raised up in frequency. Whatever it is. But we're going to have to choose up. Come as you are. Bring it. Whatever you are, bring it. Be who you are. You know what I'm saying? The worst thing is for, you know, someone pure water to be acting like static, and for somebody who's static to be acting like they're pure water. If you're static, be static. Until you decide not to be static, then you be pure water. Then you choose up. Then we vibrate together. Then we love each other. Then we hold each other. Then we behold each other. And we are beheld by the Creator. This has been a long reading. I got no more voice. I got no more tissue. But we're all here. Our hearts are still beating. And you're still beating with me. And we still are looking for the fruit of the tree. We still gonna be vibing. Love to all of Drop Nation. Thank y'all for making this a reality. Thank you for being real and breaking through the illusion. This is the conclusion. We read 20, all of the 24, so we're gonna pick up in chapter 25. Keep rocking the drop. Keep supporting all the family, man, that's dropping that drop at 432thedrop.com. We try to collect it all as much as we can, but we at least try to lead you to water, let you know who's who and what's what. And thank y'all for supporting everything that you are, pure water. We'll see y'all next time, man. Peace and power. We'll be back in the cities of gold, man. Cause yeah, man, my children were watching it last night. And we're gonna have to skip this to episode 6 and then work back. Cause episode 6, man. I mean, I'm talking about high tech machinery, man. Found here, man. All right. Dig on it. We'll be right back with y'all. Love y'all. Drop Nation. You already know what time it is. Peace and power. Stay up. Suit up. Choose up.